Why don't we prioritize early childcare? And why don't we care for all children rather than just my children? Right now, because of COVID, because these conversations are taking place, that people, even when we go back to what will be the normal, this experience will have an impact on how we move forward, and that we don't stop prioritizing or stop seeing the importance of early childhood for all children everywhere. Also being realistic about how much we can do in this moment, and really celebrating the gains, but not letting the lack of a huge leap make us lose faith and decide to just give up. We have even extra funds now because of COVID. And so maybe now we'll have an approach embedded so that when things settle down, we don't see these as siloed issues either. Like I see, work that the state's doing, Minnesota now, around grants, equity and grant making, as having an impact on even early childhood, or on anything that's related to communities that are most marginalized. I think we don't do a service when we're too narrowly focused on an issue. So we silo it, because then it lets the system not see how everything overlaps. So you have to see how the lack of early childhood, or lack of culturally specific early childhood, could feed into not being prepared for school, particularly if the school is not culturally responsive to the child's needs. I also would prefer if we could, stop being litigation prevention minded as we create our regulations and rules. And by that, I mean, well, I'll give an example. At the when we had an early child care center at the Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center, there is a traditional swing that has been used for thousands of years. I mean, literally millennia of time, this traditional swing. It was we could lose our licensing if an inspector saw it, right? Because they did see it and they're like, you cannot use that. Or swaddling, like in a traditional cradle board. No, like not approved. So there were so many things that we had to work around in order to still bring the cultural kind of experience, because we still had to follow licensing, which is based on a white middle class kind of morals and kind of system thinking, even though that's not who we are. And so recognizing that the goal of early childhood is really to help give every child that early experience of grounding them in who they are, so that they have a solid core that's reinforced at school, right? So that when they become an adult, like they're their full potential. And not all kids want to be white. So, not seeing that as the goal. Like assimilation is what I see so many programs really are about. My community has spent hundreds of years fighting against assimilation. And so I will continue to fight it and call it out when I see it. I don't measure success the same way that other dominant systems do, and that doesn't make me less.